Hi guys, welcome to another video from Overbite Gaming, and today we are reviewing Mortal Kombat 1. Mortal Kombat! Yeah, it's the law, you have to do that. I'm sorry, headphone users, but it's the law. So Mortal Kombat 1 picks up after the finish of Mortal Kombat 11, with Liu Kang having been the one to defeat Kronika and become the Master of Time, or the Keeper of Time, or one of those time-based leadership roles that are so often in fantasy and science fiction. And he decides, you know what, I'm remaking the timeline and I'm going to make it better. And he goes and does it. And things obviously go a bit pear-shaped, otherwise there wouldn't be a game called Mortal Kombat 1, because everything would be lovely and no one would have Mortal Kombat at all. So Mortal Kombat 1 is very much similar to the previous ones. It's a Mortal Kombat game, a new era Mortal Kombat game I should say, so you know what you're going to get in terms of gameplay. You have your fatalities, you have like your X-ray moves, although you can only do them at the end when your gauge is low now. I mean, this was the case in the previous couple of games, but I preferred it when you could like just throw a bar and do them anytime you wanted. I thought that was cool. It's like, don't punish me for being good at the game, right? Like, if I'm not having the shit kicked out of me, let me see the cool, gory stuff, yeah? Don't punish me for it, but whatever. So, you know what you're going to get to. The real wrinkle this sort of edition is the cameo, which are basically assistive fighters. We've seen that before. I think, like in X-Men games, things like that, I've seen it before. None of which come to mind, which is pretty unhelpful, but there you go. Basically what it means is, instead of picking one character, you pick two characters, and then during the course of the fight, you can call the other character in to give like your opponent a quick special move, and then he pops back out again. He's not playable, he's just like a move you can pull off where it involves another character, so your character. Now, I'm not a huge fan of assistive fighters anyway. I prefer the sort of mano e mano, and like if you're doing well and then, you know, he pops his assistive fighter and he fucks you up, it's kind of a bit cheap and annoying. But yeah, I mean, there are those that like it, those that don't. That's pure opinion. My Alexa's doing something weird. Never mind. It's completely up to you whether you like it or not, obviously. I don't like it. Another thing I don't like is the cameo fighters generally aren't playable characters in the game either. And you've got some real mainstays of the franchise in there. You've got Sonya, Kano, Sector, Cyrax, Mutaro, Goro. You know, none of those are playable. Whether they'll nickel and dime us for DLC and make them playable later on is, yeah, it's probably. Because, like, let's face it, they've got the models for most of them from previous games, so they'll probably just roll those out and be like, here, pay us money for them. I do have more to talk about on that subject in a bit. So yeah, it's a bit unusual that the cameo fighters would feature such sort of mainstays of the Mortal Kombat universe, and the story, although I won't spoil anything, is very different, because obviously it's a different timeline, things have occurred differently, and so you will see people team up that you wouldn't normally expect to do so. So it's kind of cool, actually. There's a shot of like your assembled heroes walking along at one point, and it's just, I don't know how to describe it. It was just really pleasing to me to see all these disparate characters brought together when normally, like, this guy doesn't fucking do anything. He's just a fight you get in normally, and you know nothing about him. It does significantly sort of, I don't want to say expand on the backstories. It's where it's a different timeline. The backstory is obviously different, but it does have different backstories. Like, Kenshi is much better in this game than in previous games. He's an actual person. It's also cool because he's played by Noah from Gameology, which is quite a good channel. They have like experts in different fields sort of watch video games, and he's the martial artist from them, and he did the movement capture and the face for it. I don't think he did the voice. While we're on the subject of voices, though, let's just call Megan Fox out, basically, because she's terrible in this game. I mean, she plays, I think it's Nitara, the vampire, and oh my god, I have her voice reads are worse than Resident Evil, like the original Resident Evil. Those were weird because they were done for Japanese audiences, so they were had, like the stress put in weird places to make it more understandable for them. Megan Fox's vocal performance is just awful. It doesn't fit at all, and it really is a poor performance. Now, I'm not a hater of Megan Fox or anything like that. I mean, she was fine in Transformers and she was fine in Jennifer's Body, and that's about the only two things I've seen her in. And, you know, I wouldn't say she was terrible, but I wouldn't say she was great in either of them. In this, though, she's absolutely off. I don't know whether it's because it's voice acting and she's maybe the divorce from, like, being a regular actor when you're doing your body as well as your face and voice. I don't know, but she's awful. Absolutely awful. NetherRealm really need to patch this sucker out. Get someone else. Get an office person just to spend 10 minutes in a fucking recording booth and just cut her out. You know, give the appearance because, you know, up out on the eyes, but yeah, cut her voice out. Jesus Christ, it's awful. You know, it's not even like a knock against like how she sounds. It's just all her lines are delivered so badly. It's awful. That's probably like one of the biggest things that I'm just like, oh god. Fortunately, Nita is a relatively minor character and you don't see much of him. There's a couple more modes as well, like, you know, you have like, normally have the shrines where you walk around the place and open chests and like solve puzzles to get access to more chests to spend like currency on. That's gone, don't have that anymore. You have what basically amounts to a gacha machine, where you pop 1,000 gold in and it gives you a ball and it's got something in it. And that's it. You do pick up other stuff. As you go through the story mode, you will be unlocking stuff. You can change the looks of your fighters and the equipment they use. The equipment they use is being cut down from what it previously was. There's only like 3 slots on all of your on each fighter now. I'm there, here and there with it, because like when you've got such iconic characters as like say Mortal Kombat or DC, I'm never a huge fan of changing their look. I want Scorpion to look like Scorpion. I don't want him to look like, I don't know, Noob Saibot, say. Because it's a different colour, so you can change colours to get colours as well. So you get those, and there's also another mode, which I think is called Invasion, where it's kind of like you go from point to point. Imagine like a Mario World, yeah, where you're going like, this is level 1, this is level 1, 2, and you go here and you go there. It's sort of like that. But like it starts off in like Johnny Cage's mansion, and then each node you hit will be something to do, and it's usually a fight. It's usually got modifiers, and most of the things you'll be fighting as due to the timeline tomfoolery are kind of amalgamated versions of different characters. So you'll get like a Sub-Zero Scorpion sort of mashed together. I know there's a word for it. And it's right on the tip of my tongue, and I will yell if I get it, but it's not there right now. Oh, that's it. But you know what I mean. When you get 2 different things, put them together, and they're like this mix of them, that's kind of what you get for a lot of the fighters. You still see the originals as well. Or the originals to this timeline. Oh, that's going to get confusing. And that's good fun. That actually adds a lot of sort of legs to the game, because obviously you finish career mode. I finished career mode. It took 5 hours, maybe 6 hours, something like that. Career mode, story mode. Sorry. So you've got that. You've got your standard towers, which are your basic arcade mode, so you unlock the endings for the fighters. That's also there, and you have the online stuff, which I don't touch because I'm not very good at Mortal Kombat, to be fair, and I have no wish to have that fact grounded in my face. I'd rather be punking out the CPU on very easy. Thank you very much. Causing lots of fatalities, obviously. Now, that's all good. The game itself is good. I have such a problem with some of the DLC, though. So you've got, like, the first pack, which is coming out. I will get up on screen. That's me clicking up on screen so I can tell you. So it's the Mortal Kombat 1 Combat Pack, in which you get 6 fighters and 6 cameo fighters. 5. It says 5 at the top, but it's got a list of 6. That's kind of weird. Whatever. Now, 2 of the fighters you get are Quan Chi and Ermac, who are in the game already. They feature very heavily in the storyline, and you fight them on numerous occasions, and you can't play them until you buy this DLC, obviously, because they want the money. It does have Omni-Man, Peacemaker, and Homelander, and Takahashi Takada, which is another character that they taped out and was in, not 11, but was in 10, I remember. I really hate it when they remove characters and then like, here's some DLC with those characters we took out. Enjoy! Yeah, you did. The cameos I don't really give a shit about, but if you're interested, it is 5. The top one is just the load of cameos. I'm an idiot. If you're interested, it's Tremor, Movado, Johnny Cage, Farrah, and Camille. So there you go. But yeah, for all of this, it's £35. That's a lot, man. For 4 fighters, 2 fighters that should already be in the game, and cameos I don't care about. Now, don't get me wrong, Omni-Man and Homelander, that'd be amazing to have them fight. And Peacemaker's fucking hilarious, or whatever. But I'm not paying £35 for a load of cameo fighters I don't give a fuck about, and 2 characters that should already be in there, and 1 character which they'd removed. I'm sorry, that doesn't sit well with me. For some reason. Also, because they call it a Kombat pack, when they really mean a season pass. People are buying it and going, how do I access the fighters? You can't, because they're not released yet. You basically bought a season pass. Except it's not really a season pass, because if they release anything else, it's not going to be included in this, is it? I mean, there's stuff that already isn't included in this thing. Like Sub-Zero's Day of the Dead outfit, which is something that I got for pre-ordering. Oh, just before I continue, little shout to my sugar daddy Bungle. This is another one of his generous gifts to me. He does know I'm married, so like, I don't know why he does it, but there you go. Maybe it's to keep me married. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that's just bollocks, mate. That's an awful price. Like, half the stuff in there I don't care about. The other half is like, yeah, that's cool, I'll give you that. But then you've got like ones that should be in there already, and one guy that they took out, and they have given you back generously as part of a £35 bundle. Now, I know there's like premium versions of the game you can buy. I haven't bought it, don't know, which include that off the bat, so that's okay, I guess, if you're stupid enough to pay like over £100 for a game. But yeah. Oh, more DLCs. Let's have a look at the other deals. So you can buy Havoc, who is a character in the game already, for £6.50. Very kind. Mortal Kombat 1 Shang Tsung, who is a very large character in the game, as you might imagine. You fight him multiple times, and you actually play as him in the story mode, so I'm not sure how that would work if I didn't already have that as pre-ordered DLC, but it's £6.50. I remember buying like the packs for Injustice 2. I'm sure they weren't this expensive, and you got like smaller packs, so you had like about 3 releases. And like obviously in the comment section of the DLC, there's people going, idiots don't know what battle passes, wankers. It's like, well, it's not advertised as a battle pass, is it, idiots? It's like, I mean, it's probably not even a battle pass, to be fair. I mean, you would expect a battle pass to cover like all of the stuff coming out, and this hasn't. It just gives you like X stuff for this price, so it's not really a battle pass, it's more like a time release DLC. I know that's kind of what a battle pass is, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I just think that's pretty egregious. If they release like the fighters like £6.50, you buy them individually. Still not a great price, but I would probably pick up Omni-Man and Homelander, to be fair with you. But at £35, I'm not touching that. That can fuck off. Especially as I say, 2 of the fighters are in the game already, and a third one was removed 2 games ago, only to be given us back for money. It's like, cheers, guys. Speaking of the characters, I don't think there's as big a range in the roster as there has been in previous games either. So that's maybe something to take into consideration. I think it's 4, 8, 60. It's math. I think it's like 24 fighters. That seems down, although it could just be the way they arrange the screen in fairness, because everyone have sort of like broken out into groups. I don't know. But it does seem like there's less. I mean, you go back and think about other games, and there seem to be a lot more. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 1, the game itself is good. I'm enjoying it. Finished the story mode, enjoying the invasion mode, working my way through the towers so I can get all the character endings, you know, the standard shit you do when you buy a Mortal Kombat game, basically. So, if you like Mortal Kombat, it's Mortal Kombat, so you'll like this. As I say, the DLC, though, I'm nowhere near as big a fan of that as I am. That just seems pretty bad. I mean, it even says on, like, Mortal Kombat 1 Combat Pack 1, release date 19th of September. Yeah, you can buy it then. Cool though. Because for some reason, despite the fact that Quan Chi and Ermac are in the game, they wasn't ready to go. So I guess like having a character appear in a character select screen is beyond them. I guess. I don't know. That just annoys me. It really takes the shine off it. To be fair with you, it's like I'm like the game, but I struggle to say like, well, you know, buy it, but don't buy any DLC because they're just trying to rip you off. And they are. So. Anyway, guys, that's my review of Mortal Kombat 1. Good game, shitty DLC. I'm going to sort that out immediately because people will buy this. They will buy this for Omni-Man and Homelander, no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. People will buy it just for those two fighters and pay 35 fucking quid for it. And you know what? It ain't gonna stop, is it? I mean, like, we have so many people buying it just for those two fighters. Then they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is working. What can we put in Combat Pack 2? You know, we'll make all the nerds screaming their little panties. Think of some characters. We'll put them in there. Maybe the Crow, something like that. Is the Crow 290s? Am I out of date? I don't know. But you know what I mean. It's just, I mean, oh no, I'm done. Welcome around, good game, shitty DLC. Already said that. Let's go. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you next week.